Revenge, it's a dish best served cold, and it looks like one high-profile billionaire may have had a hand in the successful lawsuit against the website Gawker. I'm talking about PayPal co-founder Peter Thiel. He may have bankrolled Hulk Hogan's legal battle against Gawker after the site tried to out the tech billionaire publicly in 2007 as being gay. Now, Thiel backed the legal case. That's the presumption. Gawker, if you recall the site, they published an article in 2007, quote, claiming Peter Thiel is totally gay, people. Now, at the time, he hadn't disclosed his sexuality publicly. Looks like he might have the motivation to have backed Hulk Hogan's successful lawsuit against Gawker. Of course, he was awarded that massive sum by a Florida jury, $115 million. And Gawker's head, Nick Denton, he told the New York Times on Monday that he suspected someone in Silicon Valley might be financially assisting Hogan. Of course, we know now he was talking about Thiel. This is what he had to say. He said, if you're a billionaire and you don't like the coverage of you and you don't particularly want to embroil yourself any further in a public scandal, it's a pretty smart, rational thing to fund other legal cases. It's unclear how Thiel, who is worth an estimated $2.7 billion, became connected to Hogan, or if he is the only financial backer of the legal case against Gawker. You know, he certainly had a reason to bankrupt them.
Right, and if you look at it, I mean, with these accusations that have been put forth, I mean, it makes perfect sense. Both of these guys have something to come to win out of all of this. I mean, not to mention just the cash, but yeah, Thiel can get his revenge on Gawker that put him on blast and put him out there before he was ready to come out. Who knows if he ever was, but that's not the point. But what's more important here is what that quote just mentioned. Kind of, it could possibly set some really scary precedents for the future, open some scary doors that we don't want opened. For example, we have this billionaire being able to basically,
silence a media outlet because he doesn't like the
make
coverage.
him go bankrupt through a huge multi-million-dollar lawsuit just because they don't like what they're writing about. So that's scary, and I'm sure that's something Donald Trump would love to do, but something that we could see more and more in the future if Thiel gets his way.
Right, so just a little bit of background about Peter Thiel. He is a tech billionaire, as we mentioned. Log Cabin Republican was outed by Gawker in 2007, as I mentioned. He has a history of ascribing to libertarian values. He considers himself to be very pro-marijuana and the legalization. At the same time, though, he really ascribes to neocon philosophy and a way of doing things that seem counterintuitive to who you would think he would be. So Log Cabin Republican, as I mentioned before, it looks like he may have had a hand in successfully taking down Gawker, who's now on the mercy of an appeals court there in Florida to overturn that $115 million verdict against them from Hulk Hogan that could ultimately bankrupt them. We now have the motivation, possibly, of the wallet behind this lawsuit.